and gentlemen, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Hour number 3 of the Line Talk 99.5. Right now in Columbia, South Carolina, we've got the Murdaugh lawyer speaking. This comes after they sued Becky Hill. Now, Becky Hill is the lady that's at the center of the murder cases being thrown out. She is the county clerk that was pressuring jurors to come back with a guilty verdict, saying that, hey, they're going to take you to the spot of the crime and they're going to do all this and that. And Alex Murdaugh is going to be charismatic and don't let him fool you and all this kind of stuff. And the reason she was pressuring jurors is because she had her own book coming out and she wanted there to hurry up and be a conviction so it would help her book sales. And so that got thrown out. And I guess in the process, you've got the Murdaugh lawyers that are suing Becky Hill because of her shenanigans and everything else. So anyway, let's the Murdaugh lawyers are taking questions from the press. Let's dip into that just for a moment.
Let me say this to you. This has gotten extraordinary notoriety, unlike most other cases I've ever tried. But in its time, a case I prosecuted 40 years ago, Pee Wee Gaskins, Monk was there, Pee Wee Gaskins, we had to go through 400 jurors to get 14. It's important that we have what we want is individual voir dire. That means we individually question the jurors, which is not usually allowed in anything but a death penalty case. So we think we can get them. Now, can we get it in Colleton County? That's debatable, but and I think the state has the same interest, should have the same interest we have in finding 12 or 14 with alternates, impartial, fair jurors. The state should want an unsullied, uninfluenced jury as much as we do.
And have you talked to Alec recently? How does he feel about the overturn?
Jim talked to him this morning.
Yeah, we've talked to Alec a lot lately about many topics, including retrial and what that might look like. But to your specific question, frankly, when we reported back to him after our argument in the South Carolina Supreme Court, we told him it went as well as we could have hoped and that we were very optimistic that we would get a favorable result. And he appreciated our assessment, but he was incredulous. His experience has been, since he has been on the back end of civil lawsuits and criminal indictments, that he's lost every significant legal ruling along the way. And that occurred almost daily during the trial. And when he got the order, when I spoke with him, he had already read the opinion of the Supreme Court, and he says, I'm reading it, I see it, it says reverse, but I still have a hard time believing it. It's really just sinking in. But he was very grateful, very thankful, and he thanked all of us here that are on this side of the podium. And he got somewhat emotional. He was so, and I don't think he'll mind for me telling you this. I mean, he has always said, and he told me very early, that he deserves to be in jail, prison, for the financial crimes that he committed. But he says, being in jail for something you didn't do is a hard thing to swallow, even though I'm here doing time for what I did do. But then he said, what I was convicted of is so reprehensible. It's something that is so heinous, and to be wrongfully convicted of that is almost unbearable, he says. And so he is very thankful that he is no longer a convicted murderer of his wife and son, and he's appreciative to the court for applying the rule of law, regardless of outcome. They did their job, and we're all very appreciative of that. The rule of law won out last week.
Have you spoken to Buster, and how does he feel about what happened last week?
So, yeah, thanks for asking that question, and I want to say this. Buster Murdaugh is, hopefully we can all agree, is entitled to his privacy. kid has been through so much, and that's all he wants is his privacy. And so we're not going to answer questions about Buster other than to say, and I say it with 100% confidence, that Buster supports his dad, Alec.
With the civil suit, are you hoping to get your hands on the flood investigation into the jury tampering allegations by Becky Hill?
Sure. Now, we were given some information through the discovery during the motion for new trial stage. Is that all they've done? I mean, we don't know. But if that is all they've done, that really wasn't much of an investigation. And we really don't think they've done much of an investigation. But we certainly plan to.
And let me say this. There's also was a Freedom of Information Act served on SWED to get additional information. We've seen that too. Does it make sense to have the agency who has an inherent conflict, they want the conviction sustained, investigating whether...
Okay, I'll jump back in here. They're kind of off in the weeds. I mean, you got to really know about this trial to kind of know what they're talking about with some of this stuff. But as I'm watching it, I'm thinking like, man, it'd be fascinating to be an attorney, to be a lawyer. I have often thought that. I'm not smart enough to be a lawyer, or like I don't have enough. I mean, maybe at this stage of my life, if I had, 6 years to burn, could maybe put myself through law school.
I couldn't.
But I don't know.
Tough.
Yeah, but it seems like it'd be a fascinating job. I mean, there's certain things that, like, I would, my dream as a kid growing up was to be on the radio. So I am one of the few people that was able to follow their dream, their childhood dream.
Yep.
And that's not a knock at people saying they don't achieve their dreams. It's just that people's dreams change over time as to what they want to do. It's rare that people pick an occupation as a child and then follow through with that into adulthood. I'm in that category. But I've always thought to myself, like, if radio didn't work out, what would you want to do? And I think some of the most fascinating occupations are police, / detective work or investigator. I think being a criminal attorney would be utterly fascinating. I think also if radio didn't work out, I would be interested in, being, I don't know. I mean, I could start my own occupation. I could start a business where I document, people in their 60s that go out to bars and stay out all night.
Yeah, a documentary.
Like a documentary. It's called The Roaring Fixties.
The Roaring Fixties.
That's what I'll call it. And it'll be all about people in their 60s, especially men in their 60s, running around with 20-year-olds, staying out all night, and going to bars and shutting them down.
Yeah, well, it's just, I mean, just hanging. And I mean, who knows? I might wake up tomorrow and be 61.
I doubt that.
There might be a Benjamin Button thing going on. I don't know.
How old is Morgan, by the way?
She was so, just intelligent and everything. We had such a good time.
27?
Yeah, she's 27.
We thought she was 28, but she's actually 27.
She turned.
She just turned 27.
27, March 28th. Happy birthday, Morgan.
So she was recently 26.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I got friends of all ages.
Well, then ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, Morgan's probably an old soul anyway, which is why you two hit it off.
You're saying I'm an old soul?
I think so, yeah.
Well, not because I'm old.
No, I mean, old soul is...
Yeah.
It's just somebody that can get along with older people. Is that... Maybe that's not how that works.
That was not good.
Well, you get what I'm saying, though. Like, she gets it. It's almost like she's experienced a lot of life without... Which she has, but, she hasn't been able to experience life like a 60-something-year-old would have experienced.
Right.
She's got more life to go.
Yes.
But yeah, congratulations on 27. You'll be. I mean, we're only 2 or 3 months away from you hitting the big 6'3". You'll be 63. I'll turn 41, and 6 days later, you'll turn 63.
I'll turn 63. Thank you.
We should really do a birthday bash for me and you.
Yeah.
Do you think 99.5 would allow us to, like, do an event? Like they wouldn't have to do anything. Like, we could figure out the venue. They just need to let us borrow, like, the flags in the van, and we could do the line birthday bash that week of August.
Yeah, and then Justin could sell it.
Whoever's in the audience that has a venue or a bar or whatever and wants to lend us that
would be so much
Friday
fun.
night or a Saturday
we could do
night.
Karaoke.
Yeah, just
Johnny
a hangout.
O'Carroll could come out and play.
It didn't have to be a big whodunit. Like, Danny. No, I spent a lot of time with Danny at the Jawbone
Danny's
Jam.
so cool.
Danny will sponsor it. I was talking to Danny before we gave away that TV
He's
too.
So funny.
And I was like, "What kind of TV was it?" He's like, "Hell, I don't know. It's got an Apple TV and all that other bull-ish." And I was like, "Okay, sounds like a good TV to me." And it was a good TV. It's 55 inches, by the way. It was a nice TV. They always do that, man, which is incredibly nice. He always brings something to give away because it's like, it's more than enough to sponsor the event, which Danny does for all of our events. But he even goes further with it. And he's like, you know what? I know I sponsored it, but hell, let's give away a TV. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it.
I would have taken it. And they were saying, of course, Danny wasn't there at the time. They're saying, come on, Chad, sign up. Sign up. I said, I can't.
I will say the people that won the TV, they need to be grateful that my mother-in-law wasn't there because she's got the best luck out of anybody when it comes to that stuff. She always wins. She won, I think it was the last Jawbone, she won the Danny Knowles TV. The last
Really?
one. Yeah, she won. And I was like, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want people to think I rigged it or anything. But she always wins stuff like that. It's crazy. But she's just got that luck, lady luck on her side.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah, but I think a birthday thing would be cool. Maybe we can set that up or something.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I really like that idea.
Yeah.
We could get Brother Kane to play.
I'd be like, hey, what did we say his name was? Darren? Is it Darren? Doran? What was his name? What's the lead singer's name?
Deodoran. That would be a cool name.
Well, this is
What is the lead singer's name for Brother Kane?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
Kane.
Damon Johnson.
Wait, it says Kane is the lead singer of the country. This piece of crap.
It's Damon Johnson is his name.
It's phone.
So I'd be like, hey, Damon, listen, bro. I know I screwed up your intro at Jawbone, but you want to do it again? I promise I'll get it right this time.
Yeah.
He's like, they effed it up. I was like, oh, God. But hopefully it wasn't bad. They were great, man, and that's what's crazy.
Man, what a show.
After 20-something years, they got on stage, and as I'm listening to them, I'm like, man, they sound just like the album. I mean, the music sounds the same, and it's rare you get that from live bands. There's a little bit of a difference when you listen to them live.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to these guys, you'd almost there's probably somebody that would be willing to accuse them of lip syncing just because it's so good. Yeah,
man, the lead singer, his voice, I always say young voice, old voice, and as you get older, it can get that way. But no, man, he's still got those pipes from when he was in his 20s.
Yeah, man. All right, a lot of headlines to get to. More of your phone calls as well, 205-545-9950 on this Monday. We making it happen today, baby, right here on the line. 205-545-9950. Murdaugh lawyer still speaking, talking about the need to find an impartial jury. So that's Jim Griffin, Alex Murdaugh's defense attorney. And, going back to the attorney thing, man, like that, another part of it, as far as being an attorney, is like you got to defend some scummy people sometimes. Some people that you know are guilty of sin, but your job is to still convince 12 to 14 people that, he or she didn't do it. And it's just part of it, man. And listen, what makes a good lawyer? What makes a good lawyer is a lawyer that sticks up for you, whether you're looking like Alex Murdaugh and guilty as hell, or if you're, a victim of Alex Murdaugh. No matter who you are, they stick up for you. And that's why I go with my man, Chuck Davis. Not that I'm Alex Murdaugh, but if I were a bad person, Chuck Davis would still fight for me to get my result that I need, But we don't have any bad people in this audience, except for a handful of Democrats that hate listen. Most of y'all are good people. And Chuck loves helping good people. He helps with a lot of things, divorce and custody battles. Those are awful, awful things to deal with. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, where you feel like if you're going through a divorce or custody right now, and I don't care if you've got a current attorney, if that attorney's not doing for you what you need him to do, call Chuck, man. Even if you just want a little advice, somebody to listen to you, Chuck will absolutely do it. But he'll be your representation as well. I mean, he'll go out there and he'll fight for you, and you've got my word on that, man. And he doesn't blow smoke up your ass. He'll actually, tell you like it is, but he's still going to fight for you. Personal injury, wrongful death, slip and fall, car wrecks, things like that. Also, contracts, probate, real estate, wills, all of the very important things that you need to get done. Chuck Davis can do it and more. Whatever it is, call him up. If you got something that's outside his expertise, he's got an entire network of the best lawyers out there, and he can at the very least, send you in the right direction. So here's the number, 205-823-9992. That's 205-823-9992. Online, chuckdavislaw.com. No representation is made that the legal services provided are superior to the legal services provided by other lawyers. My man Rick is on the line. Rick, what's up, buddy?
I never thought I'd get to. Man, I'm so happy to be part of the Hey Now Nation. I don't know what to do. I love radio, and I love the truth, and I love you guys giving us a voice.
Amen to that. Well, Rick,
There we go, Rick.
You are part of the most exclusive, coolest group in all of radio. You were part of the Hey Now family.
Well, I thought I'd been cut out of the family.
No. We don't cut people out. We've got people that probably leave, but we don't excommunicate people. We leave them in there. We hang with them. We're all family. So, and we appreciate you.
It's going to be complicated, but it's going to be real simple,
Mm-hmm.
God sent His Son down here to save those that believed, And we've got so far away from our founding and our founding fathers. We all need to get back to what made this nation the greatest nation on the face of this earth, and that's Christianity.
Amen.
That's all I got, boys.
All right, Rick. Good to hear from you, bub.
Thank you for my call.
Last night during our Bible study, I brought this up. And you were there, John Bird. I said, Can you imagine standing in front of our founding fathers and telling them that there was a time just a few short years ago, 5 years ago, where the federal government, the government that you, Mr. Founding Father, helped build, that government was telling us that we did not need to attend church, and in some parts of the country were telling us that we couldn't go to church and we would be held criminally liable if we did, because there was an illness out and about. That happened during COVID, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to talk about getting away from God and the country going sideways? Don't forget that your government tried to tell you that you weren't allowed to go to church because there was a disease. Never forget that, and never let them forget it, because that was one of the most egregious things the government ever did. 205-545 9950. 545-9950. It is graduation season. As we all know, I know John Burge, you're seeing graduations happening. It's popping up in your social media.
Yep, it is.
They were doing graduation stuff at my kid's school at the end of last week. It's a very exciting time of year for a lot of people, for a lot of young people. I mean, for me, graduating, seems like yesterday. Oh, Peyton sent me a picture, a video, and he was cracked. This was yesterday morning. Remember, we were together at the game.
Yeah.
And he was cracking open one of our old yearbooks. It was a Locust Fork 2001
You got to post that.
yearbook, and that was the year that his mom graduated. I graduated in 03. She graduated 2 years before me. And he cracks open that 2001 yearbook, and on the front page, it's a collage of a bunch of different pictures like we used to do back in the day. You'd take people and you'd kind of cut them out of the picture, and then you'd tape them all together.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
And he zooms in on part of it, and there's this one chubby kid wearing a 99.5 T-shirt. It was Classic Rock 99.5 right there in the middle of the picture, and he was like, how funny is that? He said, back in your old yearbook, people are wearing 99.5 shirts. It would have been good if I was wearing the 99.5 shirt.
Send me that picture. I'll take care of it. I'll fix it up, and you'll have a Taut 99 shirt.
That would be good. Classic Rock 99.5.
With Tony Curry.
With Tony Curry.
Tone the bone.
But that kind of behavior is here in Alabama, obviously, where, for the most part, we're sane individuals. That does not happen out in California, my friend, because there are colleges in the state of California that are planning private graduations for their illegal alien graduates. That's correct. Universities are hosting separate graduation ceremonies for illegal alien students, often referred to as undocu graduation.
Oh, gosh. I bet it's going to be in a hidden location.
It says these so-called graduations are being held privately, with locations being, quote, withheld from the public.
Yeah.
Among the schools engaging in this lawlessness is California State University. They say the university lists the location as private and states that the ceremony honors undocumented students from mixed status families, and their undocu ally supporters. Undocu ally.
So stupid.
You got to have a name for everything. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. 80 graduates have registered to attend this unlawful ceremony. In addition to the University of Washington is also engaging in this rewarding of illegal behavior. They're calling it an undocu graduation celebration. They say, according to the university's website, the event is supported by the Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity and organized by Leadership Without Borders, the university's resource center for illegal alien students. Good for them. Another California school is the third school they reported was engaging in this. The school is California State University, Long Beach. Cal State Long Beach hosted a Beyond Borders celebration. Somehow I doubt Mexican universities celebrate open borders for Mexico, but welcome to America, where we do that kind of ish. Because we're dumb. We're dumb. There's not other countries don't do this. Only us. And we see we reap the rewards of the diversity and the illegal immigration on a daily basis. California gets it every day. Every hour of every day. Actually, Southern California police have been urging homeowners to search their yards for hidden cameras planted by illegal alien burglary rings. Thanks to Gavin Newsom's sanctuary state policies. They're allowed to be there. So, and instead of saying we're going after these people, they're saying, hey, y'all just need to check and make sure you ain't got no cameras, like hidden cameras that have been put on your property that you don't know about. It says Southern California residents are being urged to physically inspect their property after the LA County Sheriff's Department confirmed that organized burglary crews, many tied to illegal South American theft rings, are planting hidden cameras in bushes, flower beds, planters, and landscaping to scout and monitor targeted homes before striking. The announcement comes after deputies responded to a residential burglary in San Dimas, discovered concealed surveillance devices that were actively feeding live video to criminals. On Tuesday, the sheriff's station deputies were called to a home break-in. While investigating, they located a small camera hidden deep in the bushes directly across from the victim's residence. The device was wired to a portable hotspot and an external battery pack, allowing burglars to remotely watch the home in real time. Approximately 1 week before that, a landscaper working in the same neighborhood found a second identical device concealed in hedges he was trimming. Both cameras were camouflaged with artificial plant screen tape and surrounding foliage to blend seamlessly into the yard. Come on, dude. Why would you even live in California at this
Poor
point?
undocumented people.
The poor aliens.
Freaking gang.
It's wild, man. It's wild. And it's beyond me to think why anybody would vote for Karen Bass in this election for LA mayor. Like, y'all have got, I mean, how much are you going to allow Democrats to put you through? They're like the most submissive group of people you have ever met. They're like, please continue to beat my ass. That is my king. That's what I'm into. Tie me down, strap me up, and just beat the hell out of me. Spencer Pratt, man, y'all get out there and vote for Spencer Pratt. His social media, first of all, is enough to get him elected because it's absolutely on point. They put out some declaration about not barbecuing for the 4th of July because of the environment or something. And he posted a video, and it was, God, what song was it? I think it was a Limp Bizkit song, or no, it was some metal song that he was jamming to, and he's like out there grilling, and he's like giving the middle finger to the camera. But then he posted another video, and this is from the Palisades, right? Remember the Palisades burnt down. People were run out of their homes.
Yep.
Kids were evacuated from schools as the entire town was on fire. You can imagine what the kids went through. Well, he goes out to this Los Angeles park for kids that has just been built or rebuilt or whatever. And they rebuilt the playground in the Palisades with a fire rescue theme. So you go to the playground and the little stations, you know, you got the little car and you got the ladders. It's all fire station themes. And you get in a little fire truck and you can push buttons and it'll sound the little fire truck alarm and like a little walkie-talkie thing. It's like, we're gonna burn the Palisades. And he's like, why? He's like, these kids are traumatized from what they experienced watching their town burn to the ground. So what did you do? You built a playground to remind them of their trauma.
Can you be that stupid?
And so they could get out there and play and push the buttons that make the fire truck siren go off to remind them of the noises that they heard that day.
Yes, they were rushed out of their homes. Oh, my.
They were running for their lives. That's how stupid LA is. That's how stupid California is. And the list is a mile long. There was one last week I was going to tell you all about where California spent millions of dollars on iPads for people in prison in the state. And guess what the prisoners are using the iPads for now?
Watch porn?
They're using the iPads to watch porn. They're like, oh, it's meant to help them connect with the outside world and talk to their loved ones. Well, no, they're bopping the bishop.
And you know what? It's not hard to put regulations on that and settings.
They spent millions of dollars for inmates to polish the banister in Gavin Newsom's California. Hundreds of millions of dollars to give electronic devices to prisoners. Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming, as they say. No pun intended on. Anyway, moving on. I mean, if you're a California taxpayer, just know every time you look at your pay stub, you're like, well, there's an inmate spanking the monkey. There's another one. There's another one. But California, California's a lost cause. Y'all understand that? It is what it is. Primary season. Again, we're going to be voting tomorrow. Hope everybody's excited.
Yeah.
There were some elections over the weekend, and some poor rhinos didn't make it out alive. I want to tell you about that when we get back. 205-545-9950. Andrew Mclain, John Bird, Talk 99.5. Rhino Senator Bill Cassidy. See ya, cuz. He got booted. I actually saw failed presidential candidate and former Utah Senator Mitt Romney mourning the humiliating defeat of his fellow Rhino Senator Bill Cassidy. He was one of 7 Republican senators, by the way, who voted to impeach Donald Trump after January 6th. He finished last place in Friday's Louisiana primary.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney said the Senate to now lose an exceptionally brilliant and creative mind, an MD who chairs healthcare, and a person of character. Bill Cassidy's departure is a loss for the country. Yeah, right. If Mitt Romney says a person of character, I immediately know you're a loser. You're a loser. If I'm Bill Cassidy, I'm telling Mitt Romney, hey, don't say anything about me. His defeat, by the way, and this is what's interesting about it, came despite having the backing of Senate Majority Leader John Thune and the National Republican Senatorial Committee backing him. He had the money to win, and he still lost. And just to show you what a scumbag this guy is, he used his concession speech to take a swipe at Trump and deny that any election fraud took place during the 2020 presidential election. He said, when you participate in democracy, sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. But you don't pout, you don't whine, you don't claim the election was stolen. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Guess who did win, though? The Trump-backed Congresswoman Julia Letlow. She's going to advance to a runoff with Louisiana Treasurer John Fleming. They'll be in a runoff in June. And, we'll see what happens. I imagine the Trump-backed candidate's probably going to win, but neither one of them reached the required majority, which is that 50% threshold, or 50, I guess it'd be over 50% you have to win. And that's the thing about the L.A. mayor race, too. I'd really like to see Spencer Pratt win that, but it's highly unlikely that he'll get the majority, so he'll be in a runoff. But he's been surging, man. I think he could actually pull it off. But I'm always glad to see Republican rhinos get booted out of office. It's a very precious thing. Because some of these guys, at the end of the day, and we've talked about it, some of these guys have made their career out of bashing Trump. And some of them make a really good living. Usually comes in the form of a book deal, right? You're at Trump's side, your team Trump, and then all of a sudden you stab him in the back. And everybody's like, oh, my God, what happened? And he's like, oh, I got a new book. Mike Pence is coming out with a new book. He posted on X. He just received the first copies of his new book. Quote, What Conservatives Believe, Rediscovering the Conservative Conscience. Boy, if you want to give a title to a book that says, please don't read me, that's it right there. You might as well have named it, Please Don't Read Me. What Conservatives Believe, Rediscovering the Conservative Conscience. Could it sound any more boring? Come on.
Well, it is Mike Pence, so...
He says, it will be available where all good books are sold on June 2nd. Where all good books are sold? What is that supposed to mean? He said, you can pre-order your copy today with a little link. Now, if you would have named it My Life as Judas, then might be an interesting read, but I really doubt that the book's any good. And some people get on the bad side of Trump and still stick it out, which I actually appreciate this. So, case in point, Lauren Boebert recently, and she's MAGA, right? recently came out in support of Thomas Massey, who acts like a real lowlife sometimes, and also has some weird thing going on where he fired one of his staffers that he was, I guess, banging or dating. And when they broke up, he fired her, and I think there may be a lawsuit or something. I don't know. It's some weird. Because Thomas Massey, his wife died, and then he immediately married this super young chick that was working for him or something. I don't know how all that played out, but nonetheless, Lauren Boebert comes out in support of Thomas Massey. And when she did that, Donald Trump took to Truth Social. And remember, he's liked Lauren Boebert. He's endorsed Lauren Boebert throughout all of her elections. She had to move districts at one point because she couldn't win the district she was in, or I don't know if they did some redistricting. I don't remember how that all played out. But Trump said, is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Boebert in Colorado's 4th congressional district? He's actually looking for someone to run against her. He said, you remember Lauren moved to the district when it became obvious that she couldn't win in her original congressional district, the 3rd congressional district? A carpetbagger indeed. Boebert is campaigning for the worst Republican congressman in the history of our country, Thomas Massey of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, and anybody who can beat that dumb deserves a good primary fight. So if somebody can be that dumb, deserves a good primary fight. Even though I long ago endorsed Boebert, if the right person came along, it would be my honor to withdraw that endorsement and endorse a good and proper alternative. Just let me know or announce your candidacy, and I will be there for you. That's good. But I will give props to Lauren Boebert, because instead of taking the bait, she said, yes, I saw the president's post. No, I'm not mad or offended. I knew the risk when I agreed to stand by Thomas Massey. I was and will be America first, America always, and MAGA. Okay, I can respect it.